Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in another video. So for 2025, and I really think for the past several years now, many brands have gone back into their archives to reissue some of their most iconic bags. It feels almost predictable in a way where for every bag that was an it bag, once it reaches that 20-year anniversary, it seems like more and more brands are reissuing these styles. Of course, we have the Murakami series of drops, Fendi's Mama Baguette, as well as the Spy bag, Chloe's Paddington, the Hermes shoulder Birkin. The list goes on, and we've seen this trend for some time now. We just talked about Dior the other day, but of course I think the saddle bag, the reissue of that style especially, ushered in this Y2K obsession, this obsession with these throwback styles. So this is something that a lot of brands are doing, but I also think this is something that is really resonating with Gen Z. It feels, I think, very cool and unique to find styles of the past that may be forgotten and styling that bag in a more contemporary way. And of course, I love vintage. I've always loved vintage. The other day, I took out a bag that I really don't wear that much, but I just wanted to take it out. And I took out my Lady Dior from the Raf Simons era. I'm really not a big Lady Dior person, but just taking that out just kind of like brought me back to that era. I don't really think it's vintage at this point, but same kind of sentiment. Vintage, it might have to be around like the 20-year mark. But that same kind of sentiment of wearing something in a throwback way from a previous era. So I just wanted to talk about some of the more recent bags of the past we saw worn this past week or month. So first we have Elsa Hosk, and she's someone whose handbag style, taste, I just love. Like, she has such an incredible collection. While she is someone that wears a lot from the row, she also will wear a lot of vintage Hermes, vintage Chanel. And here she is wearing this really unique Chanel straw shoulder bag with this tortoiseshell CC turnlock. Such a unique bag, such a great summer bag. If you're going to a beach or resort or wherever you're going, most likely no one else is going to have that style. Next, we have Elsa Hosk again, and she's wearing the vintage Hermes shoulder Birkin in blue jean. Of course, this is also another like Y2K era color. Like, I think this kind of specific blue, of course, Hermes re-released. It was very signature of the 2000s, mid 2000s. It feels even more of this era in this specific style, the mid 2000s. This Jean-Paul Gaultier era creation, and looks like she's going out with her daughter. Definitely spacious enough bag where you can fit a lot of stuff, and I just think it looks great on her. Next, we have Bella Hadid, and here she is wearing vintage Fendi, and it's a mini beaded baguette. It's in red, and I just love this bag. I love this bag on her. And I think while vintage has become more cool recently, like back in the day, it wasn't really as popular. Like, it was more of like an indie kind of thing to do. Like, if I think about the style of Mary-Kate Olsen, for instance, her wearing like vintage Chanel bags, you know, it was something people would do, but it's definitely become a lot more mainstream. And I also think someone like Bella Hadid has also popularized this trend for Gen Z. I think this bag looks great. If I were to get another Fendi bag, had the baguette before, but I think there's something about the older styles that maybe it's just like the way they fall on the shoulder, something about them that just has that OG vibe that I just love about these styles. When I think about Bella Hadid's style, she's of course somebody that has been sponsored by many brands. Like, you'll see her wear like a lot of Saint Laurent and Coach. These are brands that she's sponsored to wear, but I think it's cool when she just wears a lot of these throwback bags that just work with her style. Next, we've got the Fendi Mama Baguette in leopard pony hair, worn by Olivia Rodrigo. So she did a whole What's in My Bag video from Vogue. They do these series. Again, the Mama Baguette is another style that we've seen reissued. Of course, it's been reinterpreted. Feels a little bit more 2025 with that ruche effect. But I love this version. Again, the calf leopard print. It's a little bit more unique. Not everyone is gonna have this. Also, I think it looks really cute with her style. And a great bag. Next, we have Rihanna wearing the Chanel bowling bag in this beautiful pastel pink color. Again, another icon when it comes to wearing vintage. And I love how she's paired it with this baseball inspired look with the cap, the shirt. Another reason why a lot of people love vintage is the quality of the past is just so much better than recent years. And you can have a bag like this and it'll still feel relevant every time you take it out. It's just about how you style it, right? Next, we also have Rihanna wearing vintage Dior by Galliano. So this is the saddle bag in a blue-gray camo print, and she looks absolutely gorgeous, pregnant. Love this gray dress, the Margiela ballet tabbies in that satin pink. I always have to feature Rihanna because she always wears the coolest, most unique throwback bags of the past. Next, we have Nikki Hilton. So she's wearing this vintage Gucci bamboo top handle rectangle style in nylon. And by the way, these are such great finds on the secondhand market. Something about the style, it feels quite timeless. It just works so well with Nikki Hilton's style, like this shirt dress, the striped shirt dress and the ballet flats. And I think she is wearing this in like a heritage kind of way. Like there is that appreciation for the house codes of Gucci with the top handle, but still feels quite elegant and in line with like a Nikki Hilton style. Finally, we have Jennifer Lawrence, and she's wearing the Prada Cheetah shoulder bag. Again, Prada, another one of these brands that has a lot of really cool iconic styles of the past. I think what's interesting about this style, like this kind of hobo, it's a little bit different than a lot of the hobos that we are currently seeing. I could definitely see fashion move into these like voluminous, quite rounded hobo styles that still are like slouchy and still have that relaxed look. I think about a lot of the styles that we've seen recently, like the hobo styles are a little bit more flat. Like if I think about the Bottega Hop bag or like some of the Gucci bags like the B bag or of course the Gucci Jackie. These kinds of bags that we saw sort of like mid-late 2000s, these bigger voluptuous hobo styles I could see coming back in fashion. And again, I love the leopard print worn with this outfit. She's wearing something quite minimal. She's most likely definitely in some capacity wearing the row here, and I just think it adds just a little bit more texture and pattern to a quite minimal outfit. So yeah, that's my list today. And you know, I love seeing people wear vintage bags. I love seeing people wear their throwback bags. I feel like with fashion, I just like how, especially now, it feels like fashion has become so quick, easily discarded, but I just love seeing people wear these bags of the past and they still look cool, they're still relevant, and in some ways they feel a little bit even more unique. There's that nostalgia appeal, there's the heritage appeal, and also a lot of these bags were more often than not made with better quality. And so yeah, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!